Welcome to ProDoc e-filing. In this session we'll talk about credit card payment accounts. We'll discuss how the payment system works, how you create a payment account, some of the do's and don'ts about payment accounts, and give you an address to send any follow-up questions. You must set up a payment account before you can actually e-file in the system. You'll enter in a payment account name in ProDoc e-filing. However, the actual credit card information, the credit card numbers, cardholder name, and associated information will all be stored at a secure third-party site and held there for transaction processing. So when you actually e-file, we send the payment account name to the e-filing manager, and they in turn send that name through to the third party who actually does the credit card transaction. To create a payment account, you need to be an e-filing manager. From the Firm Management tab, select Payment Methods. Enter in an account name to be associated with the credit card that you're about to enter, and then press Add Credit Card. We'll notify you that you're going to an external website, and there you will enter in your credit card information. Note that on this site, in some browsers, the zip code field may not be visible. In order to be able to access the zip code field, you'll need to reduce the page zoom. You can do this from your web browser menu. You can also do it by pressing down the Control key. At the same time, use the scroll wheel on the mouse and it will increase or decrease the zoom for the page. Once you've entered in the information, press Continue. You get a summary along with the terms and conditions. Press Save Information and your credit card is set up. It should appear on the list here. If you're going to set up another account, just press New Payment Account and repeat the process. Some of the do's and don'ts associated with payment accounts: do not use a debit card. When an e-filing transaction occurs, the information flows to the e-filing manager and they will pre-authorize the card for the amount of the transaction to ensure that there are funds available for it. The information then flows to the courts. If the court accepts the transaction, the credit card is charged and it just flows through, no problem. However, if the credit card is rejected, if the transaction is rejected, the credit card is not charged. However, in the case of a debit card, the pre-authorization that occurred earlier creates pending transactions in your bank account, and the funds associated with those transactions are locked from your use. They can be held, depending on the bank's policy, up to 3 days. So don't use the debit card in the system. Do only enter in the first line from a cardholder's name on a card that has more than one line for the cardholder name. So for instance, if you have a name along with the company, just enter in the first line. If you attempt to enter in both lines, it's going to result in an invalid cardholder name. Make sure you add a backup for American Express. There are currently 19 counties plus the courts of appeals who do not accept American Express. So make sure you've got a backup if you actually try to file in one of these jurisdictions. That concludes the presentation. If you have questions, you can email them to efile-manager@thomsonreuters.com. Thanks for attending.